potential scandal brewing for months in Washington, and now we're learning the House Oversight Committee plans to subpoena documents from Countrywide Financial Corporation. They're looking into a loan program that offered special deals to influential people. Some members of Congress have allegedly received VIP loans from the so-called Friends of Angelo program.
I have never done anything to violate people's trust. I have never taken advantage of my office. And
well, you say Countrywide engaged in attempted bribery. Briefly explain the scandal.
Well, what happened over the years is Angelo Mozillo came up with this Friends of Angelo, which morphed from being, the usual employees get a discount on their own product, into a targeted organizational run out of one office in which 4 to 5 loan officers targeted members of Congress, both House and Senate.
I have the Darrell Issa's report right here, the House of Representatives Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. Darrell Issa wrote it. Not only did he call it the Countrywide Loan Bribery Program, he called it that himself, but he was on Fox News saying, I call them bribes.
And I call them bribes.
This report uses Buck McKeon as the example of how people in the government knew they were getting special treatment. It shows his paperwork and everything, how they knew they were getting special treatment and how Countrywide used it to influence policymakers.
I refinanced a loan in 1998 with Countrywide, which was a very large lender.
They looked for people who could help them either write legislation or not write into legislation things that would hurt them, and ultimately led to these trillions of dollars that are now at risk at the GSEs.
When I showed it to Darrell, he was pretty upset, and he said he was very disappointed. And some other words.
Now, you call it a calculated effort to buy friends and manipulate public policy. Specifically, which public policies do you believe were influenced?
Well, certainly the fact that Freddie and Fannie took on toxic loans by the bucket load that they would not otherwise have likely taken. They went from being a fairly conservative organization to an organization that's put $6 or $7 trillion worth of marginal loans onto the books, leading to this much being at risk when the collapse came.
Countrywide went under, and it caused the whole mortgage meltdown. It's important stuff. And this is what they were doing. They were giving special deals. He said a point was waived. The LA Times did a review of it too, and the LA Times found wrongdoing. So this isn't only me. Okay.
The important thing to look at is the federal law requires that you not receive a gift more than $50 from anyone, and that gift can't be from a corporation.
And I've been accused of getting a special deal.
Members of Congress, members of the staff, and other government officials were receiving $5,000 or $10,000 in waived closing cost and 1 or 2 points reduced off of a loan. And you could imagine over the life of a loan, 1 point off of a loan could be another $100,000.
I thought it was a good loan that we just negotiated. Usually when you come to a business deal, both sides have to agree or you don't have a loan. Then this all came up as a result of an investigation into Countrywide.
Most people do not go to a lobbyist to be referred to get a mortgage. They go to a mortgage broker, they go to a loan officer. He went to a lobbyist and had the CEO of a company do this mortgage for him. That's not the way you normally get a mortgage.
I could probably talk about this for a long time, and those who believe me, those who know what I've done in this valley, know of my integrity and how I function, are going to believe me. Those who, for whatever reason, think that I'm a lost soul and I'm taking advantage of this office to enrich myself are never going to believe me.